Live from the Drew Estate Cigar Studio and the Gurkha Cigar Studio in the great state of New Hampshire, welcome to the Spare Notes series with your hosts, Matt Tabacco, William Cooper, and Smokin' Nicole.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Spare Notes series. My name is Matt Tabacco from SmokingTobacco.com, and I am joined once again by Mr. William Cooper of Indian Trail, North Carolina, with Smokin' Nicole out sick this week. Coop, we have a couple of well, maybe not a couple. We each have one, and we're gonna get to it. I'm really excited because we got a new toy we're gonna show off tonight. And
oh yeah, listen, I actually, we both got this toy yesterday. I actually messaged Matt and I'm like, look, I got this toy. And he's like, I got it in the box. I'm gonna check it out, later. We start the show. He still hasn't checked it out. I'm like, you gotta open this thing, and he did, and he could know why I was very excited about it.
Wow, it's funny. Leave it to Coop to call me out.
Oh, no, listen. It wasn't meant to be a shot at you.
No.
You said about a cigar with me, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll get it. So I believe me, I've been on the other end of that.
No, I know. I'm just busting your balls, Coop.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
No, really. I mean, I did. It came. I think it came yesterday.
Yeah.
Mine came yesterday, and I just had such a busy day. I just never got to it. And no, Danny, this is not a Matt Booth toy. I promise.
No.
If it was, we would have a much different kind of. We'd probably still show it off, but I don't know if we'd be as excited about it as we would be nervous.
No, Matt Booth and his toys.
Yeah, no, it's not one of those.
You'll be severely disappointed.
What's up, Sean? How you doing? No. I feel like we got to get to it now because now we're getting to it. We're too excited about this. All right, it's an SC Dupont product. So our friends at SC Dupont shake up the legacy every week with us. And ready? Here we go.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. The new ST Dupont table lighter. Look at this thing. Wow.
Look, I want you to see
This thing's beefy.
Now, I'm gonna hold a Slimmy lighter up to it. Look at this. Look at the size difference. I mean, when you look at the.
I don't have any of my other Duponts on the table right now.
Yeah,
I got Nicole's Megajet. I can use Nicole's Megajet.
Well, your phone was a good example of it.
Yeah, that's true. I have for context, this is the iPhone, the 17 Pro Max, the big one, the newest, biggest one.
Right.
So this is my phone.
Look at that. They've made phones this size. I've seen phones of this size. Now phones have gotten a little bigger. But this is a tabletop lighter, which I don't think DuPont has had a tabletop lighter, and if they have, it hasn't been in some time.
At least in our lifetimes, or cigar career times.
I don't remember one. Yeah.
My bet is an ST Dupont. Yeah, you call that one. Yeah. So this one's really cool, and I actually didn't realize. So it has. Is that the same burner? That looks like the same burner from either the Slimmy.
So I would say it looks like it's more of a Slimmy burner than a Biggie burner, right?
Yeah, it looks slightly smaller. And then the soft flame. So this is that's the torch. And then next to it, it has the same burner that they used on the Defi Windproof. And the way to activate that is on the side of the trigger. You probably can't see it on camera, but this slide, see that actually slides up and down. So when you slide that, and it'll change the fuel, the flame type.
Yep. So, and then you can see there's a little dot. The dot indicates it's a soft flame, and then at the bottom there's a little bar that indicates it's a flat flame. And it is. I haven't weighed these. I believe me. It took a lot of fuel to fill. I don't even think this thing is filled on mine because I went through a whole can almost of it that I had left. But I have used this on a few cigars, and I have been extremely impressed with this. To a point where I'm wondering if, smoking tobacco, if SC Dupont gets the three-peat. That's how, but we'll have to see. Matt hasn't used it yet, and I don't want to put anything. I'll say something. Even if it doesn't get your accessory of the year, Matt, I think it will be in the running.
I think it's a contender. It's very
It's a
early.
contender.
We still got to go to PCA and see what other new accessories come out. Although, like I said in my accessory of the year write-up, it's hard because there's not a lot of like new ingenuity all the time, and I understand you can't always have all these new ideas. I mean, most of the time when you see new accessories, on the show floor, for example, where all new products come out, I mean, 80% of it is just it's cosmetic. It's the same models. It's just, we're coming out with new colors or a new finish, or we're coming out with a Perdomo edition. We're coming out with a AJ Fernandez, or it's like a branded thing, or
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but it's like, what makes the functionality different than everything else? And it's like, it doesn't. It's the same lighter that we've seen for 6 years. I mean,
I'll give my theory about what DuPont did this last year, right? So last year at the trade show, the only new innovation was the line one. It wasn't really new, but they brought kind of back the line one, right?
The line one came back, but yes.
But the line one came back, but they focused. What did they have last year? It was Fuente. Fuente was the big thing. The Fuente collaboration, the Drew Estate collaboration.
Yep.
And you could say the Superman and
the return of the Fender edition.
Yep.
The Fender edition was hot.
20,000 leagues. Yeah. So they had some high, and the 20,000 leagues under the sea. They had some high profile stuff. So what they did, I think, is they said, all right, we have tabletop and the Win Defi in the queue. We'll release those later in the year, and that's what the tabletops I think got announced at the beginning of this year actually. So I think it was deliberate. I think these might have gotten lost at the trade show last year. That and the Defi went.
Yeah.
So I think they made the right call.
I'm a huge fan of the Luffy Lam. Luffy Lam makes some good stuff.
The lighter is cool.
They do. I think that some of their products, they got a great idea. They got a good product, but I think they know this, so we've communicated. There's a couple of their products just need some small tweaks, and I think that they'll be like lights out. But I like them too. I think that they got something going on there, and they're smaller. You know what I mean? So, they're figuring it out though. They're figuring it out. So I like that.
I like that too. Leva bought them, so
they bought them.
They have an ownership in it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the founders have sold it, right? And this happened in the last year. What I will say is I was the what do you call it? What's the cigar knife is not my thing. I'm going to be honest with you.
I got one.
But I like the tag cutter. I like the LeFou lighter, the one that looks like a cigar band. Fred let me use that. It's a great lighter. And I like those concrete ashtrays. But I'm not a fan of the cigar knife. It's just not my thing. I know a lot of people like it. I'm not a fan of the cigar knife.
So I have two of them. One of them's a basic black, and then there's this one that came out a few years ago. There it is. There's the knife. So like, it's a sharp blade. I'm not sure what your critiques are on it. I do like it. I do use it. One critique I have is that the screws that hold the blade in get loose pretty easily. So like right now, like this has to be tightened. And they use some really small Allens, which I think this will work. No, that's a little too small. I have one somewhere. Yeah, that's one thing that and I've told them like, hey, like that's something you should, try to fix. But I mean, that's a small peanuts thing. I mean, they can figure that out. The function, even just tighten it up right there, that was pretty good. But I do like it. I use it more of a knife than I do as like a cigar cutter.
I can see using that more as a knife.
Yeah, because I like how like your finger like goes inside here and it feels nice. You know what I mean? Like when you hold on to it, like your finger like kind of like locks into it, and it's just solid. And the blade is very, very sharp. So
I agree with Sean's comment. He put one up saying the knife takes time to get used to, and he's right. I just don't have the patience. I think he's 100% right. I think it can, because I've seen, like, obviously you're saying things, but I know people say it works great.
And the thing,
I haven't been able to do it.
The thing about it too that is tricky, and it's in my review. I did a review on this some years back, and in the review I made sure to notate this because they don't really stress it very much. I actually had to read it in the instruction booklet that came with it that no one does, but you have to make sure you can only cut a cigar with it one way, and I believe it's with the logo facing. Like if you were to,
I believe you're right on
like
that.
if you were to cut it, the logo has to face the cigar. I think you want to cut it this way. If you cut it the other way, it'll crunch the top because there's a small bevel on that side of the blade. So you want to use the straight edge to cut right through it.
But again, I'd rather look. I have my Colibri SV cut. I have my Dupont cigar rest cutter. I also have my my tried and true Cigars. I'm reaching for all those before a cigar knife. That's the thing. I don't see what I'm gonna get from a cigar knife anything more than I'm getting from these other cutters.
Jay Davis is on a roll. So earlier he says, "Is that a TAA only release?" No one told me about it. No, it's not.
Well, bad words, Jay. Those are three very bad letters you just said.
Yeah, don't say TAA. That's the devil's work. The Dream Machine. Oh man! And Leffy Lam will come out with a toe tag cutter that the coroner can use during the autopsy. Wow, Jay. Jeez.
Jay's on fire tonight.
Jay is on fire. The cigar knife is whack. I mean, it's out
Skinny,
there.
how's it going? Good guy, Skinny Money, by the way.
I don't think I know Skinny Money, but I like that name.
He's a cool guy. And I did a show, the Cigars Unbandaged show the other night, and those guys are awesome guys, by the way. It was so cool to talk to, and I had a good time with those guys. And I know Skinny was in the chat, and it was really good interact. They had a good group, and they had a good chat group too, like we have here. So
yeah. There's nothing. The thing that makes a show great is a great comment section, and you guys always do a great job. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also with us this week are our friends from Nova Cigar, Make Nova Big, and our friends at Perdomo Cigars, featuring the 2025 Cigar of the Year, the Perdomo Legacy Nicaraguan Shade-Grown Epicure. Perdomo Cigars stand for quality, tradition, and excellence. And of course, in our retail corner, it's Blue Smoke of Dallas. Kicking it off. Coop, what are we smoking?
I am smoking the EP Carrillo Aniversario 15. I'm giving this another shot, is what I'm doing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I wasn't high on it when it came out, but a lot of people saying give it a little age. I gave it some age. So this one, actually I took down to the Dominican and never smoked it. So I made it back from the Dominican, my humidor. That's because Jay kept giving me some really good stuff to smoke, because Jose wouldn't. Yeah. So.
Well, hold on. Jay comes heavy loaded like I do with cigars when he travels. Jose Blanco, the complete opposite.
The complete opposite, yeah.
When Jose's plane touches the runway at his destination, current status of cigars in the inventory, you're lucky if it's more than 4.
Yeah.
I mean, you're lucky if it's more than 4.
And those are his emergency supply, so he's not going to break into those emergency supply. He's gonna
that doesn't count. This is like ready to break out and go.
When you remember at the baggage in Vegas, hey Matthew, you got a cigar? You got that?
Yeah, he came around the carousel, and I said, "Oh, it's Jose Blanco," and I'm like, "Hey, Jose Blanco." He's like, "Oh, Matthew." Jesus, you put on some pounds. Hey, listen, anyway, do you have a cigar? I don't have a cigar to smoke when I get to the hotel. I'm like, yeah, it's in my luggage. I have to open it up. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, on the floor of McCarran. Like, I got, you want a Fuente? No, I don't want a Fuente. I got plenty of those. What do you want to, no, give me something. I'm like, what do you want to smoke? Give me something, full bodied, And I go, I got Tatuai, I reserve it. Oh yeah, I'll take that. Okay, thank you. I'll see you at the show.
This is the truth.
That's a true story.
We love this in the DR. We just read this in the DR. It's 100% true.
That's a true story.
Exactly. We were at the Fuente Club, and he's hitting us up for cigars.
And then, like 4 hours later, when I finally get to the hotel and I get my shit, I'm gonna go down. This is back when the show was at the Venetian, so everyone was over there, and I got to the Bar Luca, and everyone's there, and Pete Johnson, I hadn't even seen him yet, but he was like 20 feet away from me, and I just hear him yelling at me. He's like, "Hey, Matt." I'm like, "Hey, Pete." He's like, "Hey, thanks for giving Jose Blanco one of my cigars." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem."
It got around fast.
I was like, it was after he called me fat. Pete just laughed. Like, he called me fat too. I was like, I'm not surprised. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, that's Jose Blanco. Well, I gotta be honest with you. This is a good cigar, but I tell you, it's hard finding good tobaccos these days. But anyway, listen, I gotta go. I can't do that all night. I can't. I'll get a phone call tomorrow. I heard your show with Coop last night, and I gotta be honest with you. I've never heard anyone do an impersonation of me before. That was something. But listen, I can't stop now. I can't stop. I'm stuck. Oh boy. But I'm smoking the Vitruvian from
Tradecraft.
For Tradecraft. Sorry, thank you. I knew you knew. From Tradecraft. Tradecraft and Coop, you know a little bit more about Tradecraft than I do.
Yeah.
I'll let you kind of do it.
Yeah, I think this is a company to watch. They may not seem like a company but behind the company are the people who own the Tinderbox franchises around the country. So it's pretty much the Tinderbox franchises have now gotten their own brand. So I've been talking to a guy by the name of Robert Blumenthal. Very nice guy. He's working with William Ventura Factory. You're smoking the Vitruvian, which is the Connecticut, I believe.
Yeah.
And they have 3 lines. They have the Azorian, which is a Habano, and they have the Gladius, which is a San Andreas. Which I think that San Andreas has a bit of Barricure to it.
I got a bag.
So I've been impressed with their cigars, by the way. I've been impressed with these cigars. Good guys.
I got a couple of each. Yeah, so that's that, and then I have the Azorian and the Gladius right here. Yeah. These are them right here.
I'm gonna answer Sean's question.
Sure.
Bad habits just remain. Yeah, it does look like it, and I kind of have that most bad habits. I don't hard to break sometimes. He's right. I do look like I'm chewing the smoke for a reason. But that's always been just kind of like a natural reflex.
And then we have another question. How many cigars has Coop smoked today? Saw him smoking the LFD this morning.
4th.
Yeah.
4th. Yeah, so I had the LFD 30th this morning. And I forget what I had. I had a Nika Rustica Shade. I forget what the 3rd cigar was. And then now this one. So, like I said, that lighter's gotten a workout today.
I bet you hadn't had to refill it.
No. That's the one. That's the one thing. I don't have to refill that thing for a while.
So since you got this lighter and you did the initial fill, how many cigars have you lit with it?
6.
6. So I'm curious. How many you can go before you're like, no, this thing's on fumes. Like I gotta.
See, I don't know if I filled up the lighter. I used up a can. Was the problem? So I don't know if I filled up the. That's the one thing that's a little. I don't think I filled up this thing. Is what I'm saying. I think it's probably about half full.
Yeah.
Because I had, yeah, I went down completely with the can. The only thing I did notice about this, and you may have to adjust the flame a little. Sometimes the flame does linger a second or two, and that's usually I have to adjust the flame with that. But nothing otherwise. This thing's been flawless.
Yeah, I'm loving this lighter. I gotta say, I'm loving it.
I was wondering, like, well, why have a wind thing on a table lighter? But I'm telling you, if you're a jet flame person and you want a soft flame, this is the lighter to use. That windproof mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game changer. I think it's a big game changer what they did with Dupont. This thing is very. It's a dense flame on here, and I think it's great.
The one thing about this, are you gonna carry it around? No.
No.
This is use this at home. Use it in your home lounge.
It's a table lighter.
Yeah, it's a table lighter. This is not a walking around. And the thing is we're gonna see one person somewhere eventually who's got walking around with this in their pocket. It'll be one guy, and it'll be like someone who's just like trying to be whatever. But other than that, so don't think about it like, oh well, I'm gonna carry. You're not supposed to carry this around. So you buy this, it stays in the house. Now, having said that, because of it's so big and its capabilities, there is the one thing I like about this is that, I mean, in theory, you could light any cigar with any lighter, yes. But certain lighters are better for certain cigars. Just adjusting the fuel on these, you could really light any range of cigars with this lighter.
Yeah. I was surprised even touching this up, which you could do good, especially with the jet flame. You could do some nice touch-ups with the jet flame here. So it is very precise. You can kind of get close, or just kind of get to a part. You just want to touch it up real nice. You can just angle this, and it really kind of, like I said, that's one thing that's impressed me. The precision on these Dupont flat flames is very, very good.
Oh, okay.
Would you say flat flames are the rage right now in the accessory lighter world?
I think so.
I think they've been the rage. I think DuPont's using Black Roberta leaned in on it.
I think DuPont's really capitalized on it. I know they're not the only people using it.
Yeah.
I know there's a few other people who've begun to have begun to use that. But I think that DuPont has really capitalized and really gone all in with it, to the point where, and I gotta ask Leslie about this. I thought there was something interesting. So DuPont announced yesterday that they were introducing some new cases for their lighters. And if you look at the story, we each posted one. The cases they came out with, they only came out with new cases for Line 1, Line 2, LeGrand, Biggie, Slimmy, and Twiggy. None of the other ones. Which I thought was interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, the one that would be, maybe they're the 6 best sellers, but I would say the Win Defi would be one that should get a case.
Yeah. Or any of the Defis. I think the body's all the same.
And then the Maxi and Mini Jets, because they just redesigned the Mini Jet a couple years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Jay's got some tea. Calibri had the patent on flat flames when they introduced it in 2014, 2015. And when the patent went away, everyone had been using them. DuPont has done the best job for sure. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I think that was around the time that Les was at Calibri, wasn't it?
Les left Calibri around, because he went to QI for a while. I want to say left in 16 or 17. He went to QI when it was acquired.
Okay.
But when they acquired Zycar, that's when he went. So it was probably like 18 or 19 when he went there. And then I want to say he was out of the industry for a year and came back in with DuPont.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right. NP3. Nicholas Perdomo's here with us. What's up, Nicholas?
By the way, father and son.
Father and son.
How exciting is that? I'm pumped.
Well, I'll tell you, the Perdomos, they have not been people who do limited editions. And I spoke to Nicholas about this, and obviously the story's out. For those who haven't read the story, and it's on, we both do. It's on both of our websites.
Yep.
But well, I spoke to Nicholas about it, and he said, people are asking us, they want people are telling us, like, we want something like collectible from you, because Perdomo didn't do limited edition, limited. I think maybe like the age 12 years, the 12-year vintage, that one. I think that one's like, I wouldn't call it limited, but I know that's like a smaller, limited production.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call it limited edition. But Perdomo is like, they never really had limited edition before. It wasn't their thing. It's not something that they do. But Nicholas had said to me, he goes, but people are coming to us being like, we want something that's like collectible, like Perdomo.
Yeah.
And they want that. And so he was like, I'm going for it. And I said, I think you should.
I agree.
And I think that they're doing it the way it should be done. And the thing I said to Nicholas that, I've said on the show so many times is, I think you're doing the right thing. I think this is going to be cool. I think you're doing it the right way. The problem with limited editions is, at least right now, one, there's too many of them. People are coming out with limited editions for whatever reason they can. Sorry, I got this piece of leaf stuck like right there. It's driving me nuts. And you got the biggest thing that drives me nuts with the limited editions is that a lot of the ones you see nowadays, they're from like newer brands and newer companies, and it's like you're throwing all these limiteds out there, and you're not even really like growing your core line. Your core line is what keeps the lights on. And I mean,
right.
Believe me, I don't have to tell that to Nicholas. I mean, he knows that. But like,
yeah.
There's just these companies that's just like limited, really. And it's like, what's your core line look like? What do you make for core line?
Yeah,
you go to the show and it's like, we have our limited edition. It's like, well, I don't really know who you are, so what's your core line look like? That's the first thing they say when you walk in the booth.
Yeah.
Oh, we got our new limited edition. I'm like, well, I don't really know you, so what's your core line look like? Well, we have this and that. It's like, well, that's what you should be starting with. You should be walking people into the core line, and then be like, and then we just thought it would be cool. All right, cool. If you present it that way, all right, fine. But don't walk people into a booth where they don't know who you are and start with a limited edition. That is crazy. Yeah. Now, if I walk into the Perdomo booth and they're like, we got our limited edition, it's like, oh, okay. I already know who you are. I know what your core line is. Everybody knows who Perdomo is. They got a limited edition. Oh, yeah, that's what they should be showing me. You know what I mean? Because like that is cool. A company like that, that's what they should be doing. So I think that was my whole thing on the limited edition aspect. I wanted to get that out there because I think it's true. I think there's too many other companies that are doing it too much.
This checks a lot of boxes, though, for a good limited edition, right? First of all,
it does.
Size. That size is really unique.
Yeah.
The second thing is that Nick Sr., or Nick Jr., I should say, is now playing with the shade-grown wrapper, right? Nicholas played with it on the first release, right?
Yeah.
You have a cigar that Nicholas is doing solo, and then you have the joint cigar, the Connecticut, so there's a lot of things that are very exciting about this. That, like a lot of times, and I'm not trying to criticize a company in particular. Well, what's the proposition around your limited cigar? We're only making and the answer is when they say to me, you're only making 1,000 boxes. That's not a proposition. That you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're using a special tobacco, or you're making a special size. Is there a special story behind this? I mean, but we're making 1,000 boxes. It's really special. That's kind of like what I'm saying. So there's a lot of the things that this checks off. That I think it'll be exciting to see them do this once or twice a year, right? So that will be good. It'll come out, and I think it'll be something special when it comes out. So that's I think it's a win-win. Like I said, I agree with you. I told them the same thing. I think you're doing this is the way I would like to see limiteds done. So I agree with you on that. But there's a lot of limiteds coming out at the show, Matt, this year already. I just seeing them. It just seems like LE after LEs. That's how you get something new at the show.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you too. I mean,
not again. The Perdomo was doing it the right way, is what I'm saying. So, but
no, they are.
Yeah,
I told Nicholas that because he asked me, and I was like, you're doing the right thing. But like, I see brands that have been around less than 5 years, and they got 2 limited editions, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, build your core line, build your foundation, build your house. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Now, Jay made a comment here. I assume he means as the retailer. When your briefcase only has 50,000, then all you can afford is to buy a limited off the shelf from the manufacturer. Does he mean like as a retailer, like with a small budget?
Yeah, I look. Again, he only has so much to spend. He's got to bring something new in. Yeah.
And I get that too. I mean, from the retailer standpoint, like I know the budgets are smaller, and I get that. But from a manufacturer standpoint, in terms of the longevity of growing the brand, it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, yeah, you'll get like an inrush of people because they'll buy that cigar, they'll like it, they'll smoke it, it'll be gone, they'll eventually smoke whatever they have. And then, half those people, if not more, are going to move on to something else that they find.
Yeah.
Not every single one of those people is going to be like, well, what's their core line? Like, they don't give a shit. They're going to be like, oh, what else is new? Like, today, the smoker today is changing dramatically from the traditional smoker. The traditional smoker was, I smoke this is what I want, I'm going to come in, buy 2 boxes, I'm going to burn through them all, and then in a month or so, I'm going to come back, I'm going to buy 2 more boxes of that cigar, because that's what I smoke. I might grab a single of something else to try it, because I had one at a party and I liked it, and I'm going to grab like 1 or 2. But I buy boxes of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today, the smoker comes in and they want to know, like, what's new, what's special, they just jump around, And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you just have to know how to work with a customer like that in terms of, what you're...
Yeah.
Well, as a retailer and as a manufacturer.
Yeah.
How you appeal to them. So, and, consumers now, they're younger, they're tech savvy, they're reading stuff, they're watching these shows, they're listening to us, they're being more, informative. They're aware of so much more than, 20 years ago. They didn't read our websites and watch these shows. They walked into the store and they're like, oh yeah, I smoke Arturo Fuente, fucking, Chateau Fuente, that's what I smoke. They buy 2 boxes, they leave. Oh, I buy Perdomo, 10th anniversary, this is what I smoke. Boom, in, out. That's what they smoke. Now, I watch them now in the stores. You come in, they're buying 4 different brands of boxes when they come in. Consistently. The game's changed.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Jay, no. I was making fun of brand owners, the done nobodies. Oh. CJ, this is why we need clarification. I didn't know what you meant. Okay, darn, that's pretty good.
So, I went into Nat Sherman with my dad years ago. And I'm getting some cigars. And, you have one of those, like, trays that you put the cigars in that you're holding. So I'm, like, going, and I'm like, I must have bought about 12 different blends. And he turns to me, he's like, what the fuck is with you? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, can't you make up your mind what you want? Yeah, he didn't have a concept of that's what people do in cigars.
And you're just like, no, I'm buying all these.
I'm buying all these. He says, well, he says, don't you have a brand? He actually said this to me. Because he smoked Carlton religiously, but he would occasionally go to he was in there because he liked some of the Nat Sherman natural cigarettes, right? And he couldn't comprehend that that's what it was like.
Because that's how that generation was.
His father smoked Optimos, and Optimo was his brand. So it was like his father only had one brand. And, so I said, no, it's very different. I said, this is what it's very, people want different profiles and stuff, so.
And you know what it is, too? It's really strong in the cigarette smokers. Because with cigarette smokers, I mean, even to this day, the people who do still smoke cigarettes, it still is that way. Like, if you smoke Marlboro Lights, that's what you smoke. You're not smoking Reds. You're not smoking Blacks. Right. You're sure as shit not smoking Camels, Pall Malls, Newport. You're not smoking any of that. You smoke Marlboro Lights. That's what you smoke. That's the only thing you buy. If someone goes, I got Marlboro Reds, I don't want it. Forget it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they smoke. That's how that is.
That's what it was. Absolutely. That's how it was. Yep.
And cigars were like that, but now not so much. But it's different with cigars because remember, it's not cigars and cigarettes are very different. But in terms of buying habits, they were similar. But now, with cigars, there's just so many more different options and variables. Whereas like with cigarettes, I mean, when's the last time a new pack of cigarettes came out? Oh, that's right. There hasn't because of a little company called Philip Morris. So, it's just different. And there's reasons. There's more reasons for people to stray away from brand loyalty now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, very true.
And the manufacturers are aware of this. And I think that a lot of them were comfortable for a long time because they're like, oh, well, like, we sell a lot of cigars and we know we have a customer base that's what they smoke. So, that's what we have. But now they've realized over the last, 10, 15 years, like, no, there is no customer security. These guys are buying different shit all the time. So we have to make sure we keep them engaged.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that there's no more brand loyal cigar smokers out there. Believe me, there's still a lot of them, especially the older ones. But the game has changed.
Very true.
Cigar's burning a little slow. Not bad. Burning slow.
This is burning better, but it meanders like every one of these I've had. So the burn is meandering, but the flavors are better than what I've had on this.
I'll tell you what cigar disappointed. I don't know if we talked about it. Well, on the air. Me and you, I know, talked about it privately, but and the review's out there. You can go read it. The Kellner 80th.
See, I liked it. I disagreed with you on that one. I really liked that cigar.
Yeah, it just did not. It didn't perform for me.
I thought it was an excellent cigar. Yeah, but everyone's different. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like those guys and what they do. And the review's never personal. I kind of felt bad, but at the end of the day, it performs how it performs. I don't even remember. I think like an 85.
Okay. I thought it was pretty good.
And I believe you. And I believe you. That's the thing is, as much as my experience wasn't the best, I do believe you. I don't know. Mine wasn't. Let me pull it up here. Kellner 80th. What did I give that? 85, yeah.
Not horrible, but not great. Yeah.
Yeah. Had some burn issues. It was tight. The flavor profile just wasn't on there for me, which could have been affected because of the burn and the draw and all that too.
Right. Look, we talked about a cigar that never hit with me. A lot. We've talked about the My Father Blue. It just never hit for me, that cigar.
And that's the opposite. Like, I love that cigar and you don't. And
you
I get
it. Top 5. I mean, that thing was way off for me.
I don't even think that was on your list.
It wasn't even close to making the. It was an 87, I think it gave it. I believe I gave it an 80. Yeah, I gave it an 87. Not something that's not a terrible score, but that's a distance from making the top 25. That's way off. But a lot of people like that cigar.
I'm gonna have to find a way to stretch this because Jay made such a long comment. Not that I don't appreciate it, but I gotta figure out how to make people read this. Okay, I think that's about as big as I can make it without it. Let's see if we can go a little more.
What do you write? A Soccer War and Peace?
I almost choked. Oh my god. That came out so casual too. I think that's what did it. Is you said it just so You didn't even chuckle.
Yeah.
Wow. J. David, brand loyalty doesn't exist in cigars today for 3 reasons. 1, lots of new options. Yep. 2, many cigar brands have unnecessarily raised prices while construction has gone down. This is very true. And there's a few people I could call out. I don't want to, but 3, many cigar companies have lost their customers with so many limiteds and no commitment to core brands. Oh, what did I just talk about for like 10 minutes? This is why brands like Perdomo that keep their pricing down and keep consistency up are gaining market share. And I'll add to that, can afford to do a really nice, well planned out limited edition. That's why.
And we hear this a lot about like ice, and I'm very big. Packaging matters to me. Packaging and presentation, I always say it matters to me. I do not. You know my feelings on unbanded cigars and craft paper bundles, and
I know.
I appreciate good. And you look at the packaging you got on Perdomo's 30th and the Legacy and Father and Son. That's top notch packaging I'm getting.
Yeah,
that's incredible. Yeah, it really. And look, my father is another that's exceptional with their packaging. I mean, but I think it matters. I think it matters how you. I'm not saying it matters how the cigar is going to perform, but it matters for me as a consumer.
You can't smoke the box, but at the same time, you should put out a product that's represented very well.
Exactly. My feeling on that.
Like, for example, like you mentioned my father. And my father has some great packaging. They've come out with some stuff that's like really, really high-end and fancy. But even some of their like regular core stuff, it's not like overly ornate. But when you look at it, it just looks good. You know what I mean? It looks like it's more than what it is. And to me, I think that's a home run because they don't have to go crazy with the packaging. But yet at the same time, when you like see the box, it's like like it looks good. Like it's like, oh, this is something. You know what I mean? But it might not be like over the top, fancy, high end, special lacquer. And then you look at a brand like Tatuaje, where Pete doesn't generally make very fancy boxes. A lot of his stuff is a lot of his
boxes have a charm. They have a charm to them. That's another thing.
Well, yeah, I'm not going for a knock.
Right.
Pete has a charm with his because anybody who really knows Pete and knows like what's the I don't want to say it, like the emotions and like the energy behind his brand and what he does. Pete has a lot of influence of old world Cuban, and it's kind of a lot of what he's done. And so when you see his boxes, it's like that old school raw Cuban boxes, and that makes sense. So while his packaging's not, I would say, super fancy, his makes a lot of sense for what he's going for.
Great.
And that's why his boxes are cool, because they might be slide top raw wood with a label, but when you see those, like the Tatuaje limited boxes, it's like, oh shit, like like you just know, if you know the brand, you know that it might not be over the top, but that is the best packaging for that cigar because of what it means and what it means to him.
Yes.
I think it's what it means to him, and that's why that makes sense. Then of course you got the real high end guys. You got Davidoff. You got the higher end Opus X stuff. You got selected tobacco stuff. Obviously museum piece stuff that we're talking about.
Even some of the Ultimate stuff is really nice packaging.
Yeah. Some of their ultra stuff that they've come out with.
The Romeo box was beautiful.
The 150.
150, yeah.
Yeah.
Monte Cristo 90s was really nice.
Yes.
So yeah, they do a great job with that. But and I know some people don't want to get wrapped up on the pack. I get it, but to me it matters a lot. That's an interesting comment by Skinny.
Yeah,
I'm
digesting it right now.
I'm trying to see what he's saying. When I looked, I just reviewed the Ometepe this week, and that came in an incredible humidor. But I know what he's talking about with the Alma de Fuego and the Alma Fuerte, and so I don't disagree with him on that. There's something missing on that packaging to me. It's not bad packaging.
I think for me, and I know Plasencia Cigars very well.
Great cigars. I mean,
Yeah, great cigars. I think the point I'm going to make is I think that smoking Plasencia cigars and looking at the packaging, it's like it just doesn't match.
That's kind of where I'm going with that, and I that's where I'm kind of. But I think they did a really good job with that Ometepe release, though, with the glass tubes. The Scotch tape on the tube was the issue I had, but but that didn't affect the score. But yeah, I mean, I thought that presentation looked really good. I thought the Year of the Horse and the Dragon, they have a good. But the core stuff, he's right. And Matt, I think you really nailed that. It doesn't match. And Plasencia is going for an elevated. We've talked about this. They're going for Davidoff's market. It's very clear to them. So Davidoff's got that white, the white band box, the black band boxes. They're not the most sophisticated box, but they hold their own, is what I'm saying.
But remember
and
something.
They match the cigar, is what I'm saying.
But remember something about Davidoff.
Yeah.
For a very similar reason to the Tatuaje boxes, what are the roots of Davidoff cigars?
Cuba. Yeah.
Until 1991.
Yeah, you're right. And they had remember those cabinet-style boxes. You go back on some of those. Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
So, makes sense.
But yeah, it makes sense. Like I said, I think it goes. But some of those boxes are pretty elegant too that they have. Is what I'm saying. Like some of the black box stuff looks.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice enough. Is the best way to put it.
Or like the late hour box. That's a sweet box.
That's kind of what I'm thinking about. Yeah, that too. That's a really nice box.
And the thing is not everyone's gonna do the full lacquer box with the velvet bag.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. I mean, Selected does it. Davidoff does it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuente does it with some of the more higher end Opus X stuff. And all those cigars deserve that packaging. The problem with that is you can't do packaging like that for every cigar. It's just too much money. It is.
When you have shitty packaging, it's noticed more. It's noticed, and people will always say something about it. And I'm sorry, like I said, the craft paper bundles away kind of get away. It kind of takes you off the hook in a lot of ways, is what I'll just say.
Yeah.
But when you have bad packaging, it does not, it hurts. I mean, you don't remember what happened when the 601 changed their packaging 15 years ago. They changed the bands, and they were horrible. And it just cheapened the whole look of the product. So Eric Espinosa literally scrapped those bands and went back to the old ones, or very similar to the old ones is what they went back to. Yeah. I mean, that was disastrous. I mean, you don't remember, and they weren't even Espinosa cigars; they were EO cigars back then. He was co-owned by Eddie Ortega, and that was very controversial. And people, 601, which was it's still a very good line, but back then it was a good line. It was getting ratings. People just went nuts when that packaging changed. I'm telling you, packaging matters.
I say it all the time. People always say packaging doesn't matter, but it does.
Yeah.
Like, oh, who cares about the box? You can't about the box.
Does.
It's like, yeah, but it does matter.
Do you have to have the most sophisticated packaging? No, you don't. That's my point. You don't have to. We gave some good examples. Tatuaje is a great example of that. But Tatuaje is not shitty packaging. It's very nice packaging still.
Yeah, like Pete goes for very rustic, simple packaging, but it's still done well. And the style of that packaging, like I said before, it makes perfect sense if you understand what that brand is all about. If you don't know much about Tatuaje, it might be a little confusing to you. But when you understand Pete and his philosophy, you're like, oh, yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's one of the reasons why I love the brand, because I love the story and the MO behind it. You know what I mean? And I appreciate it. And I mean,
I agree.
Pete he makes great cigars too.
Right. Yeah.
But that's why. And I like that Skinny brought up Plasencia because that's a good example of where I think packaging and cigars, great cigars.
Yeah.
I mean, really good cigars.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they do that. Do they still do that thing where like the top half of the box is like an ashtray?
I think they still on some of them. They still do. I think they were getting away from
Like
that.
yeah, like that. Like for like I like the
Okay,
identity of that brand. Like that's yeah. Like I can
was
agree.
okay.
I don't like that.
It does maybe reduce box waste. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I can live with that. Yeah. So I mean, I can live with that.
And that's fine. I mean, but yeah, I think in the beginning when I first got into cigars, it was kind of like, oh, that's cool. But then, like, you know, once I started to like learn stuff, I was like, oh yeah. Looking back now, I'm like, yeah, that packaging doesn't make sense.
No. So I'm very big on packaging, and I think we started this with the Perdomo discussion. How beautiful that packaging is. And the fact that they got green into that band, which I think green is the hardest color to put on a cigar band. It's a tough one, and it looks so beautiful when look at those pictures. And they have a couple shades of green in there. They nailed that, nailed it. So now and a lot of people use blue now. I remember when blue was the taboo color, but now you know who uses blue really good? Rafael Nadal.
Yeah.
Rafael Nadal.
Well, he knows how to blend it.
He knows how. Yeah, he gets that blue to work really good. He's I think really done well with that.
Like, have you seen the? Oh yeah, you've seen the like the blue amber packaging.
It's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a gemstone.
Yep.
It's like the first thing. I don't know why. It's like a big blue gem, like a big sapphire, just comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the Davidoff Dominicana is using an amber, Carlo, but it's using the amber one for the Dominicana.
Okay, yeah.
But it's not on the box; it's on the band. They're using it.
Yeah.
So everyone's going to that Dominican gemstone. Maybe the big thing this year to show is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm excited. By the way, I am excited about that Puro Dominicano. I remember smoking the old Puro de Oros. I remember smoking the old Puro Dominicanos. This is supposedly a new blend. But I am really, really excited. This is something I am very excited to see out of Davidoff this year. So I'm excited. I think that's something that's on my list to really.
Yeah, me too. I really want to smoke that. It's fine. So JJ said I'm smoking a Christoph Vengeance. Really good cigars. No traction.
Great cigar. It was
great cigar.
Number 2 and Bear's number 1. My number 2. That cigar is a fantastic cigar.
Yeah, I remember when that cigar came out. I mean that is a great cigar. And Christoph makes great stuff.
They've been on a roll. They seem, but he's right. There's not traction with this brand, and I can't figure it out. They got the people. They got the product. I can't figure it out. They have good product.
Now, one thing I will say in terms of packaging, they also corrected course. They were doing that thing with all the loose tobacco in the box.
Yep.
Which
it had charm, but I get it. Because I bought boxes of the old Vengeance, and I know I can tell.
Yeah, I had boxes of it. I had boxes of it back in the day, but they got away from that and they're going with cleaner. Yeah, and it looks great. And I think they did the right thing. I think that was the right thing to do.
Well, it was.
So hats off to them. I mean, they did a great job with that.
I'm a big fan of Venti. Bear gave that number 1 this year on his list.
Yep.
That was top 10 for me. I think Guardrail's been fantastic. Tres Compadres. They've had some really good cigars that have come out in the last few years.
Tres Compadres was really good. Yeah.
Tres Compadres is maybe. Yeah, I mean that's for a Nicaraguan Puro out of the Dominican. Amazing cigar. Amazing. So they do good work.
Ferry Ortego's shade on navy works great.
Oh, very good. It's kind of got that navy and gold, which is really nice.
And I think the thing that makes it work is, I mean, navy and gold works well together, but the fact that Michael did it where he did it all matte finish. I think the matte finish works well because a lot of people when they do gold shiny.
Yeah.
And I think the matte navy with the gold, I think really balances it out.
Yeah.
I think that's
I
a huge
agree.
part of it too.
I wasn't a fan of Suma, but I love the packaging on it. But I don't hate the Suma. I really am a fan of those Generoso and the Elegancias, though. They're really good. And I just smoked blindly. The Metropolitan 30 is amazing. I can't wait to now smoke that for review.
Mm-hmm.
That was an amazing cigar. And I love. You want to talk about packaging? I love the packaging on that thing. It's New York style cigar packaging. That's what I kind of had that New York look to it. And remember, I beat Michael up years ago when he put a TAA cigar in bundles. I beat him up on that hard.
Oh yeah, he did the timeless bundle and the black bundle.
I think I did. So I think I really pissed him off. I'm like, look, if you're doing a TAA cigar, you can't put it in a bundle. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what?
And friends, I beat up Hoya did it too, and I beat up Hoya on it. And Juan Martinez, I spoke to Juan on it, so believe me, I heard from both of those guys. I'm like, you can't put these cigars in bundles.
Oh, you know what? It was a TAA release, so you know what?
Well, again, I'm going to keep my thoughts on the TAA, but they could have policed that a little better, right? Before accepting it, right?
Skinny, I like this skinny guy. Yeah, he's gonna hang around. Yeah, I like. He's got good commentary. Yeah, I like this guy.
I've read his time. He knows his stuff. This guy, it's good
like a blue blazer with gold. That's fucking spot on.
It is. It's a corporate New York blazer. That's those cigars.
Yeah,
that's
he's
where
right.
Michael comes from. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Skinny, I hope you hang around on this show for a while. We like having you here.
Yeah, no.
I mean, everybody, all you guys are great. I mean, they're all here.
Yeah.
David, Sean, JJ, of course, the great JRD, J.R. Davis. The comment section is great tonight. Everyone here has been great, and I'm not even going to say what else makes it great. Just, you know, but it's perfect. This is the way it should be every night. Coop's like, I'm not going to say anything, but he knows. He knows. Oh, man.
Keep it classy.
Jay Davis, Metropolitan 30 is great. It's selling well for us. That's good to know.
Oh, you have it, Jay. I gotta make an order. So I didn't know you had it. It is good. It is really good.
I'm waiting
That's
for another cigar.
Yeah. How was your tradecraft?
Well, I'm done with it. I'm going with another. I'm going all tradecraft tonight. So the what was that one called? The Virtue.
The Verticon or something like that.
I keep fucking that up. The Vitruvian.
The Vitruvian, yeah.
Not bad.
That was my least favorite of the three, actually. So, but I thought
dry, earthy. I wish there was more sweetness to it.
It was more of a more milder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. But I think the other two were better.
So I'm going with the Azorian now.
Okay, the Azorian. The third one's got a very polarizing profile of Maduro. So.
Okay.
You're gonna like it or you don't. Yeah.
This one's what, Habano?
Habano, yeah. The Gladius is the Maduro. Yeah, but this is smoking better. Whoever told me that they needed to age more was right on these 15 anniversaries. They're already about a year old. They have aged a lot better, these cigars. So this was good advice I got on it.
Oh yeah, this is much better. Right off the foot. This is much better. Ooh, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of spice. You know, this is what a Habano should start off with. This is right here. This is a good Habano. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
We'll keep going with this. Some of the packaging is just okay. Yeah, and there's a lot of okay to mediocre packaging out there. That's true. I wish what's this comment? I wish manufacturers would offer a bundle to refill my box. I cry when I throw out my Perdomo boxes. There are some.
Yeah, I don't want to say who does or doesn't. Yeah, because that'll be unfair.
Like, for example, I know for a fact Selected does it with I don't think they do it with all of it, but I know they do it with Alfonso. So the Alfonso, you can buy it in what they call the dress box, which is the nice box. It comes in the velvet bag. And I do know that they have them in just the raw, plain, hot brand for the logo box that you can buy and then put them back in the dress box. I know that they do that because I've seen it. I've seen it in the store. Not a lot of people do that, obviously. But I know for a fact they do it. Or they did when they first came out. And I remember being at Two Guys Cigars in the store, and I remember them showing it to me. They're like, "Yeah, this is the refill box," and it was the Alfonso, just plain craft box. And they're like, "Yeah, so you can buy this and then put it, refill, the box you have." And I was like, I kind of like that idea. I think there was a small discount for it just because you're not buying the other box and all that too. I think it was like, I can't remember. So really don't quote me on it. But I do remember seeing it. I know that they did it. And I know there's a few other, mostly the only other one that comes to mind is Padron 50th, because the Padron 50, they came out with the humidors that which was also actually designed by Nelson Alfonso. And I believe the only people that can buy, and they sell the refills, which is just like the plain box that you buy and you refill the humidor. And the only people that can buy the refill are people who own the certificate with the humidor, the humidor owner. So if you own the humidor, you can buy the refill. Now, whether or not every store abides by that, who knows? But that's how it was explained to me years ago. Those are the only two I really know of that do that. I don't know if you know any others, but
Crux does it. I believe Crux does it.
Oh yeah, I think they do. Do they sell bundles or something to like refill the box?
I believe they do, yeah. And
yeah, there are some companies that sell just plain bundles and you can like refill.
Yeah, they have that. I think CLE does it as well.
Yeah, there are some.
Because I think the Asylum boxes, they may do some of it with that.
And I think, and Jay as a retailer would know this, I think there's even more so, companies that will sell retailers just straight up bundles of inventory that they can refill the boxes on the shelf with. But they don't offer those to the consumer. Those are for the retailers to just refill the shelves. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, that's one way you probably want to ask your retailer on that. Because I'm sure some would sell you the bundle. They'll probably sell you the same price as the box, though, is the catch. But I can understand that, too.
Yeah. The EP15, like the Battleborn, is a great cigar, but should have been aged another year before being released. Well, I think that statement says a lot, though, because
I agree.
I think that I think there's a lot of cigars out right now that are not being aged before full release yet, or enough age. I think you're seeing that a lot with manufacturers right now, and it's disappointing. But what are you gonna do? That's just kind of where we're at right now.
Yep.
But you're seeing there's a lot of stuff out there, and that's come out in the last 24 months, and I've smoked it, and I'm like, I can see where it's gonna be good, but it's not there yet. I don't believe it should be out right now. If they shipped this a year from now, home run. There's cigars that have missed the list for me, fair amount, that in my opinion, if they had shipped another year later, they probably would have hit the top half of my list. Maybe. But they shipped when they were shipped, and no. It is what it is. I'm sure you could probably say the same.
Oh, I've had, but I used the 2-year window, and I've had some cigars move up the second year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If things continue this way, I might have to switch to a full 2-year window.
Yeah. I think the 2-year window does give a lot of cigars a second chance too. But also for me, the 2-year window lets me, if I miss something and didn't get to it, it gives it a shot because can only smoke so much, and
Right.
sometimes you're gated by colds and travel, and it's not easy sometimes. Yeah.
J. Davis said Crux, Roma, Domain, Oscar, Southern Draw, Avowed, and many other companies do that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I thought so. Sober Cigars. Good evening, gents. Hello. I don't think we've seen you on here before, so welcome. Skinny Money. LFD will randomly have bundles, and I love scoring them. No price break, just cool. Grabbed the Reserva Especial Super Corona like that this week. The other thing, too, is you'll see a lot of those bundles with the reps, because they'll give the reps just bundles of everything to carry with them. And then I think what does happen from time to time is, a rep might have a certain amount of bundles of something, and they go to a store and they're like, all right, well, they'll give them the bundles for inventory because they need it, and retail will sell them because they need
Or the
inventory.
free, or the buy 4 get 1 free.
Yeah.
That's the bundle one. Which I know people don't like the buy 4 get 1 free. I don't think it's a bad thing either. Sometimes I think it's so much is made of that. But it's a chance to get your product in someone's hand, and it's a product that they may not have smoked before. Why not? Why not? Is my feeling.
Yep.
So, do I think you should build your events around it? No, but I don't think it's a problem per se.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Wow, this whole show just went off on packaging. Jesus.
Well, packaging is, like I said, I tell you, packaging. But people say packaging. I don't care about packaging. There you go. Tonight, I'm just saying, if people care about packaging, how much? I mean, look, Half Wheel's packaging awards, I guarantee you, is one of their highest rated posts of the year.
Oh, 100%.
I guarantee. I haven't asked Charlie that, but I would guess it's in his top 10 every year. For them to spend the money they do to do that stuff, it has to do well. We've looked at doing packaging. It's very hard to do it because it just is. I would like to see like packaging awards be for the everyday cigars, like the regular production stuff. That's what I'd like to see it. That's why when I look at like Perdomo Legacy, it's some of the best packaging I've ever seen on a regular production cigar. So, I mean, that's kind of where I look at that.
Yeah, I mean, and with the Perdomos too, with the Legacy, I remember them saying they were like, we put so much gold on this. We put more gold on this than we've ever. I remember when before they showed it, and they were like, I remember Nicholas saying like, we put more gold on this than we've ever used before, and I go, more gold than you've ever used before. And I'm like, oh, they already use a lot of gold. how much gold did they use? And I remember seeing, I was like, wow, that is a lot of gold. And he's like, right? And I'm like, it looks good though, but the way they did it looked good. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's some people who come out and they'll make the whole box metallic gold, and it's like, no, don't do that. What they did was they did it right. I mean,
Do you like the boxes? And I'm not trying to pick on this brand. Have you seen the Camacho boxes?
Yeah.
They're kind of those.
They're kind of like two-tone. It's like they're like black, and then like each wrapper or whatever variety they have is
they're heavily painted. They're heavily painted, is what I was saying. See, I like a wood. I like a wood box better. My biggest. I'm a fan. I really love the 30th packaging.
They're lacquer boxes.
Right. But I like the wrap type boxes. They're lacquer boxes. The Camacho boxes. I'm kind of more old school with the box. I like to see my wood, or I like to see the wood wrapped, is what I'm saying.
You like the wood, and then they put like the sticker thing around it.
But what I love about
like
the Legacy,
Perdomo and my father.
The Legacy, that's not a sticker at the top of that thing. That thing is like, that's part of the box almost, is like I used to say.
Well, I think Nicholas said it was. It's just really thick.
But how they did it, it, they made it like it was part of the box.
Yeah. It's a
really
special.
It's really well done. I've not seen anyone do that. When I saw that box at the church, I was blown away last year. I was blown away before I saw the cigar. I'm like, this is freaking awesome packaging. I heard a comment. Someone looked at the 30th. Said, have you looked at the? No, they're both beautiful. They're different. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
They're at the top of the game in packaging right now, Perdomo, I believe.
I remember him saying that they spent a lot of time trying to figure out that whatever they used.
Yeah.
I can see why. But I think that the final product was spot on.
Yeah. Like I said, I got to put my father up there very high. They do a great job with their packaging too. I would say, those are really my father's. I don't think I've ever seen a box by my father I didn't like. Incredible, incredible boxes. Yeah, it's just packaging matters in my book.
Yeah, yeah. I did have a question. JJ had any thoughts on Southern Draw? It's been a while since I smoked a Southern Draw.
They have great cigars. Southern Draw.
Yeah, they're not bad.
In fact, I haven't really reviewed one in a while, but I had that Morning Glory cigar. I thought it was a good cigar. He's still Robert has gotten some very good ratings from us over the years. The only one that was a real miss was that Manzanita for me, and one's gonna always, sometimes a cigar is gonna miss. Is what I'm just saying.
You know which one I really liked? The Desert Rose.
That was incredible. That cigar. That was a top 10. That was a top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, Desert Rose, the Jacob's Ladder.
Jacob's Ladder was good, but I remember when I first smoked it going years back now.
Yeah.
I remember I smoked that, and I don't think it was necessarily the cigar's fault. But it is a strong cigar. But I remember I smoked that cigar. I was back on my Ashholes days.
Yeah.
I remember I smoked that cigar. We did on the show, and as soon as we were done, I would normally hang out the shop till close after the show.
Right.
I was like, I gotta go. I had to go home. I didn't get sick, but I just didn't feel right, and I think I smoked it like on an empty stomach, and I very rarely because I'm so used to smoking so much as it is, because I smoke all the time. That cigar, I remember I smoked it and I was like, I just gotta go home. I gotta go home and take a shower. And I left. I didn't even finish it. And it wasn't bad. It's not because I didn't like it. It just hit
strong.
Me. That's a strong cigar. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, when I had an Oro, I see Eddie's here. I had an Oro Maduro in Lito's SUV driving to the farm at Pro Cigar a couple.
That's another one.
With no breakfast. And I love the Oro Maduro. It is probably on my Mount Rushmore of LaFleur cigars, right? And guess what? Fred Rui thought I was gonna pass out when I got out of his SUV. He said, "You look green," is what he said to me. I said, "Yeah, I didn't eat." It was like, "Yeah, but I mean, I love that cigar." So that will do that. That's not the cigar. That's the human. With that. So, but I do remember that was, stop and go traffic on no stomach in the Dominican Republic is not the best thing to have a very strong cigar in an empty stomach.
I remember years ago, Garofalo did on the Cigar Authority, he talked about what cigars have made him sick. And I'm pretty sure
Monte Cristo White.
I'm pretty sure
I'm kidding,
that the Davidoff Oro, the gold one,
that was a stronger cigar.
I'm pretty sure that was one of them. I'm pretty sure. I think, and I could see that, and it is a great cigar. My brother-in-law loves those.
That was the one I was hoping I wish they would have brought that one back. Made it the black label. That was the Pro de Oro. Those were great. That's the one I wish they brought back. I think Yamasa kind of became a derivation of that, to be honest with you, but.
Yeah.
That was a great cigar.
Yeah.
I love those cigars.
The other one that I also smoked it. It was like the third cigar, and I smoked it late. But I had already been smoking, and I had already eaten.
Yeah.
But the one that got me, it didn't make me sick. I don't think I've ever had a cigar really make me sick, right. Throw up. But this was another one where I remember I couldn't finish it, and I was like, I gotta go home. I was at a friend's house, and I smoked the Lunatic Perfecto, the Maduro, the big one, the big Perfecto, the Lunatic Perfecto. I think I got about halfway, and I was just like, man, I got the worst headache.
Yeah.
The worst. I felt like someone hit me in the head with a ball peen hammer. I was like, I gotta go. I'm like, I gotta go. And I remember I went home, I took a cold shower, I got into bed, and I just remember sitting there. I just felt like my head was throbbing. I was a little off, and I couldn't sleep. I was just like, oh my god. It was just that one had some power to it too. Yeah.
We back when in the early days of Lazona Palooza, and the early days of primetime, the show, we did a live show there, and we decided to have a contest for everyone to speed smoke a cigar called the Mistress. It was a cigar by a company called Cornelius and Anthony that Hector blended, and the Mistress was a nicotine bomb, as I'm just telling you. This was up there with any strong cigar you did, and we had people speed smoke this. But the rule was if you heave, you leave.
I like that. If you heave, you leave.
Right. So there's this guy, this pastor, an older pastor, wonderful guy named Victor, wins the contest in like 23 minutes. I mean, he speed smokes this thing, right? And he doesn't heave, and he's like, congratulations, Victor. He goes, can you give me some water? And we give him water. Oh, after all over Eric's carpet, right? But he won because the contest was over. And Eric says, "You fuckers aren't gonna be doing this again, Michael." He said, "That was the last speed contest you guys had."
David, spoonful of sugar after so he's right. The sugar does work.
Yeah, it does. Just don't. You got to just make sure it's not on your lips. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gotta be under the tongue.
You gotta go under the tongue with it. Yeah.
And it gets into the bloodstream. Yeah. That's what it is, because the nicotine gets into your bloodstream.
I actually will suck on a sugar cube. I've done that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very common.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that from Garofalo when I first started smoking. That was he's like sugar cube right under the tongue, that'll make it go away.
What did you think of his? And I'm not trying to pick on it. Or anything. He has a strength meter he's got now. I don't know if I agree with a lot of the stuff he's got where it is, and I think sometimes they're confusing body with strength on some of that stuff. That's kind of where I was looking at that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't paid a lot of attention.
Yeah, I actually meant to ask him when I had him on Jukebox about it. I don't think I like the concept. I just didn't agree with where the stuff was landing, because I felt like some of those things were more heavy body cigars and heavy nicotine cigars.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between.
But I like what he's doing with it. I like what he's doing with it.
Yeah.
I had a show where they were trying to figure out if the cigar was in. If they all didn't agree on it, it didn't get on there, and Dave said no fraction points. I agree with that. I think fraction points cause a lot of problems. So I think I like the concept. I just thought a couple of them they were mixing up strength and body with, and I think that was where I was like, okay, I got to ask him about it.
I don't. So I know that they do it. I haven't watched as much lately,
It's
just
tough.
because my Saturdays are different now, and then if I don't get something live, a lot of times I just and it's not because I don't want to. I
caught up
miss
when
it.
I was driving to Florida and back, so I got to listen. I can't really watch it live because I do KMA and then I'm doing other stuff right after I'm done. So
I work most Saturdays, and even if I'm home, I mean, I can't. I'm with the little one, and and then I keep on going, and I just life's hectic.
Yeah, but I like the concept he's introducing.
But my point is I agree. I like the concept. I can't really speak to it because I haven't watched it enough. And I don't want to BS. So I'm not sure. I can't say whether I agree or not. But I think you're right, and it's not because of them. But I have seen a lot of instances where I do agree. I think people confuse the nicotine strength with the body.
Yes.
And they are very different, and I think people think that they're like one and the same, or they're very, very you can have a cigar that's mild, medium in body, but strength in nicotine.
Yeah,
it does exist, and there's people out there who swear it doesn't, and I'm like, no, it does.
It does. I could give stuff. Yeah. When you have burritos, that's a really good example of that. By the way, where sometimes they're mild in flavor, those burritos, but they have a lot of strength.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's actually the best example.
or the other way around. They could be, but more burritos. I see it's more strength than body, and body I think kind of is a product of when and someone who knows more. This is my assumption as an
Yep.
amateur.
Yeah.
I think body kind of forms as the flavors start to meld in the cigar.
Yeah, I mean, the body is really going to shine, in my opinion, in like the second third.
Yep.
That's where it's going to shine. The first third, I mean, look, there's a lot of flavor. There's a lot going on. Cigars on like great cigars, they generally build, and that second third, that's really where you see things shine, and that's where you're going to see it. It's also probably where you're going to start to feel the strength, depending on how much there is.
Yeah.
That's why I think in a cigar, the second third is the most important part. It's all important, but I think, especially when you're reviewing cigars, that second third is really where you could make or break. In my opinion, and you might disagree. I mean, you have reviewed enough cigars yourself, but in my opinion, I think that second third is very, very important.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I agree. I always see this one company when they're advertising their cigars, they talk about a crescendo of flavor in the last third. No, usually there's the dip in flavor in the last third. I always think.
Yeah, no, your crescendo is in the second third. I mean,
it's the second third, end of the first third, early part of the second third. A lot of times is what I see.
I hate using this analogy, but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
you
so.
you no, like the example I'm about to give you. It's kind of like I really hate using this, but it makes so much sense to me. It's kind of like when you get high. You know, you have that initial, like, it kind of comes in, you feel it, you're like, oh, something's going on, this feels good, and that's your first third. Your second third is when you get like all the way in and you're just like, damn, like, wow. And then the last third is when it kind of starts to just taper away or you pass out. That second third is like that peak. It's the apex. That's like the pinnacle. That's like the sweet spot. That's where you feel great the most. That's where it's like, this is good. And then after that, or even when you get drunk, you know what I mean? The first few drinks, the first third, that's like the first few drinks. Like, yeah, this is good. Get a little buzz going. The second third is where, like, you can get drunk, but you're not sick. You're not sloshed. You're still having a good time. Then the final third is when you start to, maybe you should stop drinking. That's kind of a good way to break it down. But it is. That's what it is. It's the crescendo, the peak. That's the second third. I agree. You get these press releases, right? And those press releases are so. I love reading them. I generally like, a lot of times when I read when it comes in, I laugh at how they're written sometimes, because they're just so, like. I'm not trying to knock them, and not every manufacturer does it, and I'm not trying to, like, and I get it. They got a product to sell. I'm not saying that, like, it's embarrassing for them, but it's funny to me.
I have not smoked that.
But when you see these, like, to your point, where it's like, oh, in this cigar, it's gonna have a crescendo of flavor, that blah 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 blah, and it's the creaminess and the and it's just like,
no,
don't put that in there.
I like.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Like when a manufacturer says these are the notes you'll get, right? Because that kind of, now you know what their vision of it is, right? And then you can decide that, right?
Yeah.
I do like that. But every cigar is gonna hit everyone differently. You got to remember too. So if you don't get that, that doesn't mean you're a bad smoker or anything like that.
It's not so much the notes; it's the way they paint the picture.
Right.
With the notes. It's not necessarily the notes themselves. It's how they write it,
Yeah.
And it's just like, No, don't. Just I don't know. It's just some of these presses that come out. I just read them and I'm like, okay. Has Coop smoked the world's strongest cigar by HVC?
I have not. I have not.
I have
heard of
one.
that one.
I have
What
one.
is that? What is that? Is that an exclusive somewhere?
It's something that Dave had made.
Oh, that was on the strength meter, right? I believe that was on there. It was like hot.
They did it for last year's
I do remember
event, the expo.
I haven't. I'd like to try that one. Yeah, I have to try
I have.
I wonder if it kept its strength, though.
I have at least one. I might have a few. It's one of those cigars where I remember I was like, oh, I'm going to buy some of these because, you know.
Yeah, it's
And I bought it, and I came home, and I was like, I don't know, like, how strong is it? And Dave told me, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, because I remember I was in the store with Dave when I bought it, and I'm pretty sure he said, I was like, how strong is it? He was like, no one's finished it. I was like, oh, he's
wow.
like, yeah, no one's finished it. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. No.
Oh, I got to get it. I'm going to finish it.
I'm pretty sure I remember him saying, like, yeah, no one's finished it. And I think that was, like, right when they came out. So, and I was one of those where I was like, I have it and I want to smoke it, but every time I'm like, I don't know. What if it doesn't go right? Tonight's not the night. Like, I don't want to, you know. And I'm like, I'll smoke it next weekend. I just haven't, but I have them. Oh, Terrence is here. Jay Davis, you're a great American. I agree with that, Terrence. He is a great American.
Yeah,
Jay's, you know. You're a great American too, Terrence.
Terrence is a good guy. Really good guy. Good seeing him last week, too.
Debatable if he knows what a cheesesteak is.
Oh,
but
yeah, we beat that one so hard on him. He got an award, actually. It may have something to do with that, but like, okay, we beat that in the shopping carts to death. It's new stuff we need now. I mean, it's
the shopping carts.
Yeah, people with Terrence leaving the shopping carts, and Terrence not putting the shopping carts away in the parking lot.
Maybe he was in a hurry. Leave him alone. You know, he's a busy guy. He's got a lot going on.
It's been beaten to death.
Did people make content out of that? Wow, they must have had nothing.
We've made content out of it. I can tell you, our team did 1 year in Vegas, so we've done it.
Oh,
yes.
Jesus. Oh,
we've
boy.
done it. Yeah, we have given him a brief. Huh?
Why do people pick on Terrence so much? You know,
he's a good guy. He's
a
good guy. He always takes it well.
He does. I mean, that's why he takes it well.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. I really like Terrence.
I like his slogan. It's the greatest day of our lives. You know that. I wish more people lived that life that way.
He's got the, it's funny. He's got the dojo thing, and Nick Melillo's got the Coop thing. So I don't know who came up with it first, to be honest with you. So I'm not saying Nick did the Coop first. I'm not saying Terrence did the dojo first, but they kind of came around the same time. Is what was interesting. Yeah.
Oh boy. You know, another thing I was going to bring up tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You made a prediction, and it's still a little early.
Okay.
But I think I've seen 3. Whether it's blend specific or it's just like a commemorative packaging thing, I'm not going to dice it down that far. Just a general, if they're acknowledging it in any way, shape, or form. The America 250 with the releases this year.
I had 10.5 as the over, right? Take the over on 10.5.
Total releases?
So, yeah, there's 4 that have been announced.
Okay.
Actually 5, technically 5, but let's go with the 4. Fratello, Aladino, United, Hoya. And then you have the J.C. Newman packaging, which is 5, right? So, and I can tell you, I know Espinosa's doing an Independence Day for the America 250, so that's 6.
And they did Independence Day last year, so that makes sense.
And I'm pretty sure there's a Pledge of Allegiance for the 250, which is going to be 7. So that 10.5 is reachable, is what I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
There only needs to be 4 more to come out, and that's if you count the J.C. Newman one, and that's kind of a tricky one because they haven't announced anything new yet. But I believe they're going to do something around it.
I could see them. I mean, they got. I
can see them do. I won't count it if it's a humidor. It has to be a blend. But I can see them. All right, here's my prediction. There will be an America 250 humidor at J.C. Newman's booth this year. I will be shocked if there's not. They do because they do great humidors, by the way. That's why
I mean, they have a cigar that's literally called the American. I mean,
they have a cigar called the American.
how could you not?
They do what they did on that Diamond Crown humidor was unbelievable. They've done. I'm predicting they're gonna have a USA 250 humidor.
Yeah.
At the booth.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah. But I said 10.5. And nowadays what's controversy is coming up about these is should they have American tobacco in them or not? Some of them do and some of them don't. Portello's gonna have American tobacco in it. Aladino's is not.
Like Puro or just have something?
Have something.
Okay.
I believe there will be a Puro released at the show. If I had to predict who the Puro would be, it's going to be EPC. That's my prediction because they were getting close to it with the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, I've seen American. Obviously, you have the American as a Puro. The other, if you remember, Pete Johnson actually, from all I remember, did the first American Puro. He did the La Casita Criolla. And then George Rico did an American Puro a few years ago too. So,
you could see one from. So you could see. So I could see Gran Habano doing it. Oh,
I don't know if
didn't. Oh no, that was something else. Never mind. Trying to think like who else. I'm like, yeah, they would definitely do it. You know who's gonna do one? Hoot Young.
I could see that.
I could.
So I'm pretty sure John has said already they're gonna do something when he was on the show.
I thought he did mention they were doing.
So
he didn't say, but yeah, and I mean, it's
that makes sense. That makes all the sense to do it.
American veterans, and I could, it makes sense. I could see it,
Yeah.
John being patriotic, it just
I can see General
that group
doing
over there. Yeah, General. Yeah.
Or Fords, because but here's the thing: I don't know if they'll do it under General or Fords. And if they do it under General, it doesn't count because General's not at the show. But yeah, I could see. Actually, is it? I forget who's at the show. Is it?
Well, let me ask you this question: which brand of theirs makes the most sense to do it?
CAO.
Yeah.
Because they have the America.
Yeah.
That's the one you have to do it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they have the tobacco to do it. That's why I'm like, yeah, they could definitely do it.
Yep.
Now, does Camacho bring back the Liberty this year? I was saying I could see them bringing back, and this is speculation here.
Yeah.
But it would make sense if you're going to do a run of the Liberty, this would be the year to do it.
I think so.
And there's some really good Liberties they've had in the past, but I think they missed. One of the reasons why I think they discontinued is they were missing with it. But I could see this is the one year if you're going to do a Liberty.
How many Liberties did Davidoff do?
They did, I want to say 7 or 8. They took it over in 13, officially from Christian. 12 was the last year Christian, because he was with Davidoff when he did it, though.
Yeah.
12 was considered one of the best ones.
I found years ago, I found an old Liberty that Christian made, I think.
Yeah.
And I bought it. Inside it was still wrapped in the tissue. I think I paid $35 for it. And I put it in my collection. I saved it. And I remember it was around, I think it was in early 2020, before the pandemic. It was maybe January, February 2020. Yeah. Christian was in town. It was right as Smoking Tobacco was getting started. And I went to the shop to see him. And they asked me to come upstairs. He was upstairs with Dave. They asked me to come up. And I brought it with me. And I remember I showed it to him. And he was like, whoa. He was like, yeah. He's like, I remember this. He's like, yeah, this is probably 05, 04 maybe.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, this is old. And I smoked it with him. And it was good. It was very different, obviously, than the Camacho you see today. But, yeah, that was cool. I remember that. That was cool. I almost forgot about that until you said that. And I'm like, oh, I remember that cigar. I had that. Yeah. I still have a few, real old Camachos that I found at a store, and they were like, "Yeah, we had a few boxes down in our storage," and like they brought them up. They were like tucked away in a humidor, and I was like, "Are those old school Camachos?" And they were like, "Actually, yeah, they are." And I was like, "Can I get some of those?" And I think I still have a couple left. I have one humidor, a small box humidor, that I keep for extremely special stuff. Like, it doesn't exist anymore. The company is not around, or like what, just really old stuff, and they're in there. Like, I have like a Los Libertadores in there, stuff like that, and I think I still have a few. But yeah, sorry, I went off on this tangent. I was getting all excited. But yeah, I mean, that would make sense too. To do the Liberty. I don't know if they will, but that would make sense. I'm trying to think of who else would do it. I think there's going to be one or two companies that do it that are going to shock you. I'm going to make that prediction too. I think there's going to be...
I think Aladino was shocking. I thought Aladino was pretty shocking already.
You think so?
Yeah, I didn't expect him to do one. I wasn't surprised with United. I wasn't surprised with Fratello, believe it or not. Because
it makes sense. Well, yeah, that makes.
Yeah.
But those two brands, it makes so much sense.
It made more sense with those. Hoya, I was a little surprised with. Not as much as Aladino.
Me too. JC, like the Hoya de Nicaragua surprised me more than anybody.
The only reason why is I kind of was like, okay, they kind of look at themselves as an America's brand sometimes, so, but they don't work. Like I said, there's no American tobacco in that one. Saka's not going to do it, right?
No, he won't. He won't do it.
Yeah,
he won't do it.
So I mean, if you said to me like Davidoff does one, I'd be surprised.
Under like white label, yeah.
Yeah, anything under Davidoff. I mean, Camacho wouldn't surprise me, but Davidoff, that would surprise me.
Oliva would surprise me.
Oliva would surprise me too. Rocky won't surprise me. Rocky will not surprise. I don't think Rocky goes down that road this year.
I don't think Rocky does, but if he did it, I wouldn't be like, whoa. I'd be like,
yeah,
all right.
Like Espinosa didn't totally surprise me doing it last year. By the way, that Independence Day, watch out for end of year awards. How good that is. One of the best cigars I've had in the last year.
The Espinosa.
The Independence Day Warhead.
Yeah.
Moved up the rankings a lot.
I think America 250 is going to be big this year. Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't seen more of the Chinese New Year stuff.
I think Christian just announced his this week. I think it's pretty much done with it. There was more. Because Rocky did one, Davidoff did one, Maya Selva did one, Plasencia did one, Christian did one.
Yep.
Vega Fina, I think they did one too.
Yeah.
So
they did.
Yeah, so I thought Davidoff did a good job. I haven't had the horse yet, but I thought they'd done a good job with that dragon last year. Not the dragon. The second snake they came out with made my list. I thought that was a good cigar.
Gurkha did dragon, snake.
Gurkha's done it too, yeah.
Did they do the horse?
I don't remember seeing a horse from them this year.
Unless they're going to just release it now.
At the show, yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think they did.
Because they were getting into it.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not I'm not against those cigars. Am I a little sick of them? Yeah, but I'm not against them. I actually really liked what Gurkha did with it. They did the different packagings with the different companies.
They did the 4 blends.
They were good cigars. They were actually good cigars they got out of them. Mm-hmm. I think the only one I didn't like was the Oscar one that they did with the Dragon. But I think most of those other ones were very good.
I could see Oscar doing a 250.
I could see that one.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Just based on things he's done.
Pete would surprise me if he did one. If Pete did it, I'd be surprised. If my father did it, I'd be surprised.
I think they would do it well though, because I think.
Well, they've done La Casita Criolla, which was a great cigar that Pete did. I could maybe see him bringing that one back, which was a good blend. That came out the same year as Fausto, by the way, and it got lost, I think, with Fausto.
When the Fausto first came out.
Yeah, when Fausto and La Casita Criolla came out the same year. It was at the 2000. I remember that show, the 2011 show. And it had a very different packaging. It had a white band with red lettering on it. It said La Casita Criolla. And it was an It was a broadleaf Pearl, I believe. I don't think it was just an American Pearl. It was a broadleaf Pearl. It was very good. And then they did the La Dueña, which was kind of similar to the La Casita Criolla. It has a lot of American tobacco still, the La Dueña.
Yeah.
That's why I don't see my father doing it again. Like,
What about Altite de Bronze?
possible. But they're doing a cigar in Nicaragua this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking of like people who can make cigars in the U.S.
But that would make sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Pete's got a U.S. operation. He could do something.
He could. It would be a very small run if he did it.
Yeah, and that's what it would be. I think either way, if he did it, it would be a small,
I don't think you bring
run.
La Casita. See, bringing La Casita Criolla back and branding an American 250 wouldn't work. Because I don't think it ties in the story well. It's just the story is the American tobacco.
It'll be interesting for sure. I mean, we haven't really talked a lot about PCA, and honestly, we're running out of time, so I'm not going to.
No, we don't have enough to talk about yet with it. It's too early.
It's still early. We're under 30 days to go, but the announcements are just starting to come in.
Yep.
Like I predicted, it's starting to pick up, but I think in the next week or two, you're gonna start getting flooded with announcements.
We put a dam in place this year, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too. I look that week. Like if you get it to me before, I don't know the dates, but like the Thursday of that week, I'll probably get it out. If it hits my inbox at like Thursday midday on.
Yeah.
I mean, between like by the time I get to New Orleans, like last year it was a little different and I was able to, but like this year, like no. It's just once I get on the ground, it's gonna be tough.
It will get covered, but it won't get covered in the onslaught. What I've discovered is
it'll be covered later.
A couple of things is the posts compete with themselves on our site, and we're competing with all the other sites, right? So I have to look and basically rate what I think is going to make sense to have that people would say, okay, I want to look and see what what Coop has to say about this, right? And that's how I'm kind of doing that. And there's going to be a cap every day. Not to say I'm not going to do it. All I'm saying is I'm going to cap it every day for my own mental health. And I have, Lisa's my proofreader, and I think I've worn her out quite a bit in the last couple of years. So I'm going to be sensitive to that. So, and then when once I leave, because I'm driving to New Orleans, I'm driving. There's nothing going up. So, we'll get to it, and we'll cover it at the show or after the show. Yeah. So,
yeah.
We'll get covered.
Same with me.
So, but yeah, I'm not killing myself this year.
I mean, I'm the primary person who writes on the website, so, I got a lot going on. For example, like Half Wheel, like they power through, but they got a core group of people who's all writing different stuff. So,
look.
Me and Coop don't have that luxury.
People are waiting for the Whopper review more than a PCA press release from me. I'm being honest. I mean,
I know.
Yeah. And the Whopper review is not in the queue yet, by the way, people, because I have been asked. So that will only be always once a week, and I don't think I'm going to do one the Friday of PCA though. I think that one I'll take a week off. But otherwise, that will be it. Because then that will get lost in PCA coverage still.
We're going to be busy on Friday. We got.
You
We
will.
already have our schedule.
Well, you'll be busy. I'm going to be relaxing a lot of Friday. I'm telling you that.
What do you mean? You know what I'm doing Friday.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
but we're not working, is what I'm saying.
No, I know. I'm going to be with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be working either. I'm going to be relaxing with you guys. Like, no, that's why I said, like, if you get it to me after Thursday, it ain't happening.
And that's our plan. Yeah, no,
So,
I'm not pulling the I'm not taking the laptop even out of the house. So I'll tell you that straight out.
I'm going to open my laptop maybe in, like, the morning in the hotel room, and then, like, that's it. I'm not even carrying it around. I'm leaving it in the room, and I'm going.
No, but there could be something very big, and then I'll just get to it that night. If there's a really big announcement, it will get covered. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it. And then once the Saturday, Sunday, Monday happen, I mean, it's game time. So
yeah,
there's just too much going on.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this: game time is going to be more experiential coverage we're going to have this year. So look at that. That's how we're going to look at the coverage on the floor. We're going to make it a little more experiential this year as well.
Yeah.
Like the days of, like, and when I think I said we're going to reduce booth coverage, it's not going to reduce product coverage, is what I tell people. So it's just we're refocusing some in different areas. So we're not doing 90 booths again. Like last year, we said we were cutting the booths down. We didn't. This year is an edict. It's a lot different.
So, yeah, and unfortunately, like, people call say, "Oh, come to my booth, come to my booth, come to my booth," and I make the best effort to get to as many booths as I can. But I'm not killing myself this year. I can't.
We can't. So it's just and there's obviously our partners and stuff like that we work with. Sponsors, strategic partners will be at your booth, so don't worry about that. But some of the other ones, like I'd love to do intros, but we may save you for after the show, just so we can give you a better. I think we'll do a better job after the show. Like I remember one booth that I really didn't get to a couple of years ago. Sam, we covered it. We had, hey, Vlad, can you come on the first? We'll give you the first spot after the show. We did. We got much better. We got a much better story out of him that way. So that's gonna work. I think that works well.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yep.
Like we got Nicholas coming on the show before the trade show to talk about the father and son.
Yeah, we have one as well with him. Yeah, and but we're gonna. I know we'll do like what's funny, Matt. I'm in this thing is I want to see the whole story out there sometimes before I put someone on the show. Because I know sometimes people want to save stuff for the show.
Right.
So sometimes I can get a better interview once everything's out there. I mean, we did that with Nicholas with the 30s Legend. I think we had a fantastic. We still covered it at the show, and it was great, right? But then after the show, we were able to really dive into that. He had more time and stuff like that, and so that's kind of the approach we've taken, and we've done that for the past few years. But do we want to, obviously key people? We do want to get FaceTime on the camera with, so that's not. The issue. We just can't do 90 booths going into June again like last year. That was insane. I was doing stuff in Dubai, I remember, at night. And I'm like, this is not fun anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I won't be in Dubai this year, but yeah.
No, you won't. No, I don't think anybody's gonna be there.
That's a whole, well, we got people in our company stuck there. It's a real issue. Yeah.
Do you? Fuck.
Yeah. We have a worldwide company, yeah. So a lot of work goes on, but yeah. So we just pray for everyone's okay.
Yeah. It really is. It's shocking.
Yeah. I'm glad I went to that part of the world twice. I hope to go back to that part of the world. This is not the year to go to that part of the world. So we're looking at other options now for our company meetings. So that's what's going on.
Coop, I think we covered everything I wanted to cover.
I think we covered everything. I think we did. Yeah, okay. It's almost 2 hours, so I think we're good. We're right at 2 hours, probably.
Yeah,
so
just
I think
about.
we're good. Yeah.
But anyway, so that's our show this week. That's Spare Notes.
I'll be on every weekend till the trade show. So I have some travel during the week coming up here and there, but not weekends. So I know I did a lot of travel the last few weeks. So.
Yeah, well, as the weeks go on, we're going to be doing a lot more. So you'll be seeing a lot more of us. Might even do a couple extra Spare Notes just in between.
Yeah.
Just, as we get stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then obviously the week of, I think we we'll have a show Wednesday night that week, and then after that, you won't see us until after we get back. So, anyway, that's it. So, guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate all the comments, everyone who contributed live. It makes the show so much better. So I thank you so much. But of course, people, I know not everyone gets to watch it live, so thank you for watching and listening and supporting us. We appreciate it. And as always, head to smokingtobacco.com for more news, reviews, updates, and our 2026 PCA coverage brought to you by Drew Estate.